Welcome, my beautiful souls, and welcome, my fellow Virgos. This is going to be a special reading. We are really doing psychic predictions as it relates to soulmates. Um, the year is running out. I think we have 4 months left. So I'm really looking at love, but in different ways. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask 5 questions. Number one, your soulmate's subconscious thoughts about you right now. Number two, your thoughts on them. So, it doesn't even mean that you have to know each other yet, because we're talking about soulmates. And I did put twin flames also. Um, but you may still be connecting psychically and not know it, or you do know it. So I want to know your thoughts on them. And then I want to know the potential of the two of you meeting by the end of 2025. So, not in 2026. I want to know in the next 4 months what's the potential. Number four, I'm going to ask, did we love here or a past life before? Chances are, if because we're doing soulmates or twin flames, really both, chances are you have loved in a past life. But, you know, we'll see if it gives us some advice with it, because it may be a lesson that we learned. Um, that really gave us spiritual clarity. So number five, divine's energy in supporting this union. So there's divine behind it. Because if divine is behind it, then I would say, I trust in divine. I trust in divine timing. And because we are asking specific questions in a specific time period, um, I feel like divine's going to let us know. So, what energy is supporting the union, the potential union? I have to say potential because there is free will, and I nor your guides can come in between that. But then, last but not least, I knew I was going to use the major arcanas. We're going to do a major arcana that connects the two of you. So we'll put these right here. And I'm going to do it like I've been doing it because I just love this format. Um, so we're asking really 6 questions. So let's go ahead. And we are going to let Mother Mary open up the reading. So what I want to do is go ahead and give everything a quick shuffle. They are already pre-shuffled. I just want to shuffle them for you. And while I'm doing that, I would just calm your mind. Invite your spirit guides in. I mean, they're already here. Maybe just acknowledge. You can certainly ask that they give you special signs, whether that be numbers, like something I say. I say random things all the time, and I have learned not to center myself because those random things I say usually mean something to someone. It's like a sign. It's like a confirmation. Okay, let's give them a cut. I don't know if I cut the Tarot Dreams. And then let's do the Crystal Vision, and then let's open up this Tarot portion of the reading. So, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. Many of you are just going to be intuitively guided, and you may not even know if you have Virgo in your chart. Just trust your team. Trust your spiritual team. And keep in mind, this is something important to remember. Before you came into this lifetime, you already had a spiritual team assigned to you. And that is your spirit guides. They have lived life before, some of them with you, in the same lifetime, some before. That's our ancient wisdom. You have your angels who really need you to invite them in, if you need their help. You have the ascended masters who also have lived before, and have mastered, um, truly. And then, of course, you have divine, God, whatever you want to say, whoever it is that you believe in. So, this is what we're leaving it open to. We're leaving it open to divine to please answer our questions with as much clarity as possible. All right, so I'm going to bring the lid down. Gonna grab a drink real quick. And let's begin. So, Mother Mary for Virgo. It's interesting because I was going to do another sign, and then I thought, well, this is Virgo season. We just had that total lunar eclipse. We had the corn moon. So I thought I have to start with Virgo, but I think I will, like go around the zodiac wheel. Some of you may be in love with the Virgo, but just know your guides know that, and they will be here. Your guides are wherever you're at. All right. Well, we got a few messages. All right. Faith. Faith. I have faith in God to heal this situation. Honesty. I am in touch with my true feelings regarding this situation. Interesting, we're talking about a certain situation. Having faith in God to heal it, and you being completely honest with yourself. And, even that it's saying, I am in touch with my true feelings regarding this situation. It's like your honesty. And then we have feminine. It's interesting because when I see feminine, I often feel like there's a masculine to follow. But this can also talk to the masculine, saying this is a time to be more in your feminine energy. That just means be in the here and now. Keep your, as much as you can, stay open to love, nurture yourself, nurture love. Remember, this isn't about just accepting anything or anyone, but I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. And, it's just something we have to remember. We are both feminine and masculine energy. And there are times, I know there's many times when I'm in my masculine energy and need to get pulled into my feminine energy. So we'll see why, but just because it is really talking about soulmates and soulmate predictions, the predictions are really the timing. It would make sense. Even a twin flame, like feminine and the masculine, the divine feminine and divine masculine. Okay, but so this is just calling for you to be open, loving, nurturing. When I see feminine, I do think of the Empress. So honesty right before that. It's not that you're anybody's fool. It's just that you're not going to allow, let's just say, past people to stop you from having a good life, however that may look. So honesty is probably a big part of that. All right, I am going to pick these up though. So we have a lot of room. And let's go ahead and start with the questions. So, your soulmate's subconscious thoughts about you right now. Hello, Ace of Wands. Passion ignited, action oriented. It's go time. Interesting. To me, I have a feeling that their heart chakra is being activated. I feel like the people who are here, you're already on this spiritual journey. So chances are, it's like, I don't know, I just feel like your heart, I just feel like your heart's already activated. But if it's not, get ready because you share this energy. Interesting. Okay. Let's go right above it. We have the Two of Pentacles. It's like your soulmate's like, what is this energy? And then, the Ace of Swords. First of all, truth, truthful communication. Two aces in a row. It makes me feel like they're thinking of communicating. So do they already know you? Or this is someone who, it's like their heart chakra it's not an accident that is being activated. And because it's being activated, then I feel they will be guided. So there's a lot of passion stirring within this person. I even love the Ace of Swords as truth and honesty because you got the same thing. And, it is going to be like minded. And then the Two of Pentacles is kind of that question. But I feel like someone's like, what is this energy I'm feeling? Like, what is it? It's you. All right. So now your thoughts on them. Justice. First of all, it's Carta Libra. It talks about what's fair and just. I don't feel like has anything to do with cutting ties. I feel like justice is showing more to make you feel whole again. Like you are whole, but I feel that some of you may be like feeling this lack. So justice would represent making you feel whole again. I don't feel like it's about using that sword. Beautiful. The Empress. Beautiful. It's like you're taking Mother Mary's advice. This tells me that you're ready. This is exactly what I was talking about, like keeping oneself, like my heart open. But again, the Empress is nobody's fool. So, and what I mean by that is, I feel like the Empress has worked hard to raise her vibration. And just the law of attraction should bring you back like minded energy. But if anything of lower energy came towards you, the Empress would know it. Like, she would just know it. So you're doing exactly what is asked. You're allowing your feminine energy to come out. Huh. Temperance. First of all, card is Sagittarian. It's Sagittarius. It's interesting because it was Sagittarius as a reading I was going to do. And then I was like, back up. So, number one, this speaks of patience. And the patience is so, let's just say, like normally you'll see Temperance holding two cups and she's mixing the loving waters of these two cups, literally wanting to make sure that both cups are equally full. So Justice showing where Justice's job is to make you whole again. Well, Temperance connected to that. Like it's going to happen. So the patience is, while everything's coming together. And it is also about trusting in divine timing. Sometimes we want things now, but now may not be the perfect time. Can I just say that I feel very proud of you, number one, just for the growth that you've had. I see it and I feel it. Like I feel tremendous spiritual growth, just growth in life. But I do feel like there's a lot of spiritual growth. This Empress, there's an apple about to fall from the tree and hit her in the head. And normally I feel like that's an epiphany, an idea, something, a new avenue she can take. But it makes me wonder now if it might be love. Maybe the biggest thing was, I wanted it when I wanted it when I wanted it. And don't we all? But divine is saying, but it wasn't quite ready yet. You know, this heart chakra that's being activated for, well, your soulmate, but now I feel like it's for both of you. And I feel because the Empress is showing that it's saying, boy, you are now ready. Like you are now ready. You are back to you again. I just feel like you have had a lot of growth. I like Temperance sitting next to the Ace of Swords also. It's almost like she's going to direct this communication. And another message that Temperance gives us is learning to go with the flow. Or let's put it a different way, letting go of the things that we cannot control, right? The only thing we can really control in life is ourselves. And, there may be, and this may just be timing. So putting it in divine's hands, but then trusting in divine that when the right time is, it is the right time. All right. So 2025's potential of meeting. 2025, no later. Oh my God. Palace of Cups. It's beyond the Ten of Cups. The Magician, right next to the Empress. Powerful energy. Powerful energy to manifest. And manifesting out of the Empress's energy, I feel like it can only bring you back good things. But knowing you have that power. I get a sense for some of you that you're saying to divine, I am ready. I am ready. I've cleared the past. I let go of the things that just aren't serving me. I am trusting in divine timing, but I am ready to be whole again. And I love that the Palace of Cups came out for the potential of you meeting. And then the Magician. The Queen of Pentacles. Wow. A little psychic detective. Definitely you. And it's mirroring the Magician. You want to live in the Palace of Cups? I feel like you have the ability to manifest that. Queen of Pentacles can be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but don't think that's all it can be. This is someone who is very good at reading between the lines. This is someone that you really cannot pull the wool over her eyes. This is someone, if I have a contract, I'm taking it to her. Because if there's anything willy-nilly in it, she'll find it. This is the difference between the king and the queen. She really pays attention to those details that other people tend to miss. Where the King of Pentacles looks more at the big picture. So, not only do I feel like you have the potential of coming together, but coming together in the Palace of Cups. Well, I just don't know that love can get better than that. All right, so did we love here in this lifetime and past lifetime? We have the Two of Pentacles, interesting. We have the Fool. And then we have the Chariot. What's interesting is I feel like for some, the answer is yes. But I feel like this is, I feel like Divine is saying you don't need to concentrate on past life so much. This is about now, right now. The Fool is a new beginning, but it is mirroring the Chariot. So it is making me feel, maybe there's two past lives. I love the Fool looking back at the Magician. I mean, the Empress, the Magician, the Fool. The Empress lives in the present moment. The Fool is all about the present moment. The Fool is about taking a leap of faith. I get this sense for some that there was an opportunity, let's just say in a past life, but I do feel like something came in between the two of you. It makes me want to do a past life reading. Because I feel like there was just something you could have loved, but I don't feel, let's just say in a past life, I don't feel that you came together. Now, the Fool to me means that this is happening soon. And the Chariot is the balance of the feminine and the masculine. So when Temperance is here, divine timing and patience, right, as she's mixing the loving waters of the soulmates, she's bringing them to balance, is what she's doing. And then this represents unlimited potential. So, the Fool, I feel like it's saying, don't put any, like even asking past lives. I almost feel like Divine is like, Sandy, we're talking about the here and now. And I get it. I get it. Though I still feel like, definitely for some of you, like definitely. But I also feel for some in your last lifetime, I feel like something did come in between But this may be an opportunity, whatever that was, to clear it up, let's say, or to literally come together in this lifetime. Don't forget, we started off with your soulmate's heart being activated. But when their heart is activated, so is yours. And then comes the Empress. Well, I already know many of you are on this spiritual journey and you're learning and growing by leaps and bounds. And that's really what the Fool speaks about, right? Everything you've learned up to this point and who you are, right? It's not about looking back. It's about what is next. The Fool is about the present moment. And then asking you, preparing you, that this is you have to take a leap of faith. I'm seeing the zero all of a sudden, and I am feeling infinity. No beginning, no end. So you've definitely loved in past lives before. But for some, I just feel like the past life, there was an issue. But I get a feeling that it was kind of outside of what both of you could deal with at that time, if that makes sense. All right, so the divine energy supporting this union. The Hangman. Slow down, you move too fast. Don't you want? Hello, King of Pentacles. Hello, match to my queen. Death card. Wow. First of all, it's card of Scorpio. This is transformations, endings, but then a rebirth. That makes a lot of sense in this reading. You know, the Hangman is a pause in the action, but I feel like that's because Divine had Divine's work to do. You know, if I look right in the middle of the spread right now, the eight or the Palace of Cups is what's really standing out. And I definitely feel again the death card means again you had previous lives together. You know, and what's interesting is I feel like there's been a lot of growth. I know with you, but I also feel with your counterpart. I feel like it took time. You know, like they may not look at their life like with a spiritual lens, but I have a feeling they're starting to. It's almost like they came across, you know, who knows, a tarot reading and they're like, oh wow, never heard of tarot, but my God, did that resonate with me? Hopefully, it's in this reading. So, you know, the death card, you never want to fear the death card because it's always about a rebirth. You know, it's about a certain door closing. It's like a completion to something, but then a new door opening. And the hangman with, you know, divine support, I feel like it's just saying when the timing is right, the timing will be right. You know, your counterpart, I feel like, is the one was seeking this wisdom. Or let's put it a different way. I feel like they were receiving spiritual wisdom. And I feel like it took some time to understand, like again, this heart chakra being activated, like what is happening to me? Like what am I feeling? Now those of us who are living a spiritual life, we understand it. but not everybody does. Hmm. I'm just looking around. I feel like because the Ace of Wands is mirroring the Hangman, I feel like when this person understands more of what's happening, or maybe meets you, then I feel it's going to be very clear. I find it interesting that the King of Pentacles is the one who is connected to the Hangman, and the Queen of Pentacles is connected to the Magician and the Page, or the Palace of Cups. So I feel like the King is coming to an end with something, seeking wisdom on their next steps. And this may be what starts to crack open their spirituality, let's say. And what I mean by that is I feel there's a difference within this love. And I feel like they'll recognize it very quickly. All right, so what major arcana is connecting the two of you? Let's give them a quick shuffle and a cut. And I'm going to shuffle for these major arcana connecting the soulmates or twin flames. By the way, the Chariot's also a card of Cancer. I forgot to say that. I feel like the Empress is everyone. We have the Sun. Interesting. And the Tower. So, past lives, yes. Something didn't work out. Something happened. I feel like we're going to do a past life reading. Um, because I felt this in a couple readings that I've done lately where I just feel a past life reading is needed. I definitely feel past lives here. But the sun right above it, the illumination, it's like the illumination of anything that's gone wrong. I feel like this king was connected to another, but I feel like there was just nothing left. And this king had to make a bold move, but I feel the king does, especially sitting next to the full and then the sun right there. So, whatever this king is seeking within wisdom, the sun will illuminate that. And that's that. All right, let's get the bottom of the deck. There's a magician again. So we have two magicians. Six of Wands, victory and success. Nine of Swords. The meaning of the card is unnecessary worry. It is worry, but it's really tells you that this worry, you know, and for some reason, I don't feel like it's you. We have the King of Wands underneath that. The way this is feeling to me, it's like I've been in love before, and It didn't work out. Sometimes it was my fault. Sometimes it wasn't. But I have no, it's the word I'm looking for. Like, I don't want to repeat what I've been through. I feel like for this king, something has come to an end. And I feel like it was a necessity for the two of you then to meet. The sun is both of your illuminators. That's great. I mean, that means that this energy is going to be playful, illuminating. When the sun is out, you don't have to worry about shadows because the sun illuminates everything. I also feel like the sun, as time get like as you meet and let's say conversation through the Ace of Swords, truthful communication opens up. There may be this recognition, this feeling, just listening to them talk. And this may be where I don't know that you say it out loud, but I feel like there's going to be a clue, like something revealed where you're just going to be like, okay, yeah, we did live past lives before. Now, I don't know that you're speaking that. And the only reason why is you may not know if this king is, let's say, as spiritually awoken as you, but it doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. You have two magicians here. So I feel like both the king and the queen are seeking, want to manifest. And what is the magician over? The Palace of Cups. Let's see if it's over here. Oh my gosh. The Ten of Pentacles, which would make so much sense with the King and Queen of Pentacles. This is something, when I see the Ten of Pentacles, I automatically think of something that has roots. So again, the feeling of past lives. I mean, this is the house of abundance, loyalty. Um, this would be fantastic energy for collaborating. But it does make me feel, because when I see the Ten of Pentacles or the Ten of Cups, that you're not alone in it. Then the Magician's over that. It's like if I'm going to put effort in manifesting and understand that that's a power that you have. You know what I mean? Like see yourself there. Imagine yourself there. Visualize yourself together already. There's everything inside of me wants to look closer at this page of cups. So I'm going to do that. Um, I'm going to use the Cosmic Tarot. So let's just we'll go over a few things, but I definitely want to start with the Palace of Cups, because that is right in the middle. I love that this says victory and success. Look at that, the Queen of Pentacles under there. Right next to that Ace of Wands, where this person's heart chakra is being activated. Did I look under there? Yeah, King of Wands. King of Action. Could be this person is nervous about, well, maybe just love. All right, look at the palace. Hello, Virgo. Now, let me tell you, all of a sudden I have goosebumps or angel bumps, and I truly have them. Like my hair is just standing up. Why? I'm not sure. I'm feeling it through the card. Not even the meaning of the card, I just feel it. But this is Virgo's major arcana, and we're looking at the Palace of Cups. So I know you're a part of it. Something else I love about this is the Hermit represents 2025. And this is exactly the question I was asking. Matter of fact, it's coming right over when I asked the question. 2025's potential of meeting, and out comes the Palace of Cups, the Magician, the Queen, which is definitely you, male or female, by the way, and then the Hermit. You know, the healer, the spiritual one, the wise old soul. This year has been about the reflection through the hermit's eyes. And it's about finding that light within, but really so you can shine it without, so you can become the full. He's actually looking right at the full. I feel like this is a very good omen. I mean, I already felt that, but I just love how our guides work. Like, boom, the hermit. It answers a bunch of questions. The timing, we know now it's in 2025. And for some of you may be like, ah, yeah, but that's still, listen, it's going to fly by. And for some of you, it may be this month. You know, this does represent the end of August, September. Happy birthday, by the way, those celebrating. Mine's in 2 days. Okay, well, I am not going to question that. So, what else do I want to look at? I want to look at the hangman. And I just kind of want to see. All right, so Six of Pentacles popped out backwards. This is that fine art of give and take. This is empathy, compassion. But they seem to have it. Yet it did come in reverse. And this is maybe exactly what the hangman is helping this king with, right? Allowing that empathy and compassion. This person probably had dealt with someone, because I do feel like something came to an end for this king. And it could have been a relationship. You know, with this king, like what they may say is it's hard for me to open my heart, because when I have, it just wasn't fair. You know what I mean? Like, this is really the art of give and take. But what's in reverse, I'm either giving and not receiving, or I'm taking and not giving. We have Five of Swords. So here's our change. And look at this. This king has definitely been dealing with some toxic energy. I love that the death card is below it now, because that is the ending of it. This signifies change. Even if you look at this person, like there they are laying on the ground, like in this pose, like the swords are holding them down, but the swords really aren't even touching them. So I've got to tell myself that I can free myself. But again, I feel like I'm talking more to the king. And I feel like he has. So I don't feel like this king is still in a relationship. If anything, they're trying to, well, I want to say overcome, but yet I'm not even feeling that. I mean, I feel a little bit of that. Like, I don't feel that there's any love for what was. Really. It feels quite bad, to be honest. Like, I feel like someone was dealing with, well, almost like a narcissistic type energy. But I do feel like they brought it to an end. Yeah. And look at this, the Ace of Cups. They want real love. They want real love. They want love that flows without restrictions, right? They want to be accepted, as do you. But I do want you to take note that you are showing as the Empress. You know, connected to, and even the Hermit connected right there. You are that wise old one. This has not been your first lifetime. And this love, this Ace of Cups really speaks about unconditional love. It's overflowing. Now, do I think that this has anything to do with this king's past? I don't. Because I don't feel like they've experienced this. It's after the fact. It's part of the rebirth. I love that. I mean, I love that. I don't love the fact that this king had to go through what the king had to go through. But, some of these difficult things really become our best teacher. So I get the sense that this person probably shut their heart down for a little while. And, I can't even say I blame them. But yet, I also feel, it's kind of like that dark night of the soul. Um, but I feel this sense of when this king broke himself free, because I feel like he already has, it was freedom. Interesting though, I say freedom, but I feel like the person they were with, like, hounded them for a while. And I feel like that's where temperance is coming in. Sometimes temperance is protecting us. Like, what good would it do for you to meet them while they're dealing, let's just say, with a narcissistic energy? All that would do is pull you into that. Where I feel like this king, what he's gone through, I feel like these were soul's lessons. These were to help him grow. Now, when you're in it, that's not how you're looking at it. But once you're removed from it, then it's much easier to look back. This person may have been on their own for a little while, and now their heart chakra, it's just being activated. And it is about love. I mean, it just is. All right. Boy, I don't even know. I don't even know what I want to look at. You know, I have nothing left that I want to look at. I feel like I have the clarity, but I am going to go ahead and just take any other messages that want to come out. Look at hello. Hello, soulmates. Wow. 8 of Cups. Emotional clarity. 8. A new beginning. But it's allowing oneself to have this new beginning. I'm sure you both have gone through this energy, right? It's like looking within that emotional house, understanding, some of the relationships I've been in and why they went bad, even my own part in it, right? I want to know myself, especially in love, because if I want great love, then I have to be able to give it also. So finding this emotional clarity and then this new beginning. And it's interesting because with the soulmates so close, and there's that Ace of Cups, that Ace of Wands. It feels like during this period of time of this emotional clarity, it feels like divine. I'm going to say it's a reward, but I don't know that that's the right word. Like, look at you, look at your growth. The Fool, putting the past in the past. That's exactly what's happening in the Eight of Cups. And if someone really finds this emotional clarity, they're moving to the Nine of Cups, inner harmony. Now that's a good time to fall in love. Because the Nine of Cups is also fulfillment of wishes. Well, we have the Magician here twice. I feel like what this reading is saying is those who are looking for love, or let's just say would welcome love. I don't feel like there's any part of you that would welcome low vibrational love. I don't feel it. I feel like you've come too far. I feel like people here, you know who you are. You know what it is you want. I do feel like, we also need to be open though, because sometimes our soulmate may look different than what we expect. But that feeling, it will be undeniable. That's why we opened with the Ace of Wands. Passion, ignited, action oriented, the Fool in the present moment, even the Hermit giving us a period of time. We know it's 2025 now. And we know your soulmates. I knew it anyway. But I do love that it came out for you. I don't know if I even showed you. Two of Cups. All right. Anything else? One more, and then I feel like, why continue? Like I feel like it's very clear. This is what I love about like going directly to our guys with questions. Boy, do I feel like they answer them. All right. Is there anything else? Four of Swords, healing, allowing the healing process to take place. Now, this could be for you, but I also know it is definitely the king. And I feel like when Temperance talks about patience, it is because she has your back. Like giving this person the time they need to just come back to themselves again. Like this heart chakra being activated, you don't even need to worry about it. Divine's taking care of that. I feel like all Divine is asking of us is to be in the Fool's energy. I feel like you're already in the Empress's energy for the majority. Loving, nurturing. Mother Mary brought out feminine energy. Well, that's what the Empress is. This could be single mother, but I have a feeling you won't be single long. Not with this type of love, because I'm not looking at lower vibrational love. I'm looking at love that matches your vibration. Let's put it that way. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it there. Wow. Just the Hermit showing up over the Palace of Cups tells me that I was meant to do your reading. Because honestly, again, I was going to do another sign, but then I was like, no, I got to do Virgo. I got to do Virgo. And it's not because I'm a Virgo, I'm already in love. And all of it was unexpected. And many of you already know my love story. Um, but I don't know what I wanted to say here. Let's just let this be. Let's let it be. Let's just be open. You know, again, the Empress, loving and nurturing, but nobody's full. But she doesn't portray that. The Empress has a beautiful energetic force that surrounds her and protects her. And that's what she trusts. She doesn't build walls. Not that she hasn't. She has. But she's learned that that doesn't protect her from anything. I simply feel like there has been time needed for the healing process. So, number one, and it may be for both of you, but I feel mainly so this king can truly put the past in the past and not bring it into what feels like is going to be a beautiful love story. And how do you know if it's your love story? Well, number one, I feel like you should feel it because I'm really reading soul to soul. So I feel like you should feel it, like, you get goosebumps or something. I just realized that Four of Swords sitting so close to the Five of Swords. Perfect. Perfect. This just means that this is someone who's not bringing baggage, is not going to have baggage themselves. That's a good thing. And that Ten of Pentacles we saw, that's where I feel like, well, not only the Ten of Pentacles, but the Palace of Cups literally puts you in it and now puts the soulmates in it too. And here I am, I'm still talking. All right, guys, I'm going to let that be. I love you. I'm just thinking like, like I do a lot of readings and love comes up in almost all of them, but that's part of life. And I know some are like, well, when will it be my story? And I feel like what you need to understand or try to understand that when you work on your own energy, when you say like let's say you were dealing with someone or you are dealing with someone who just is not treating you well. You do have to make a decision. Is that what you're going to stay in or not? And I know change is hard, but Virgo, we're a mutual sign. It's like we have to learn to go with the flow. Or it would better serve us to go with the flow. Let's just put it that way. And that just means be you, be open to unlimited potentials, unlimited possibilities. Something's only unbelievable until it becomes believable. I know that. I know it in my own life. All right, I'm going to stop talking. I love you guys. I thank you. Wow, 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 wow. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.